All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. This week the algorithm is, well, it's giving us a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it really is. It's a mix of, I guess you could say politics, international stuff, and maybe a little bit of good news.
Okay, so let's just jump right in then.
Yeah.
You know what's been making the rounds online? That picture of Elon Musk with President Trump in the Oval Office.
Oh, yeah, right? The one where Musk's kid is picking his nose in the background.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, come on, you can't make this stuff up.
The internet, the internet had a field day with that one.
Yeah, didn't they, though? I saw some pretty funny comments. Beth Chum1 said that was a hard watch,
Mm.
but a little bit funny, too.
Uh-huh.
And the kid picking his nose.
Wow.
And, of course, someone had to bring up the kid's name, Mahdi Arabi. So, you mean E2 Human Shield?
Yeah, and the internet is savage. But okay, beyond the humor, it does make you think, right? About power and influence.
Definitely. Friendly Nature 2699 said, kid is mining for gold.
Yeah.
This is literally 3 people in the Oval Office actively trying to get richer. Yeah, that's a good point. It's like everyone's suddenly realizing who's really in charge.
And, well, not everyone's happy about it.
Of course not. But, there are always those who just don't get it.
Yeah.
There was this one comment from Politically Unbiased that said, I get it, guys, you all really hate Elon. That said, there's nothing embarrassing or weak about this photo. Kids pick their noses, so what?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, are we really going to defend nose picking in the Oval Office? There are bigger issues at play here.
Right, exactly. The whole thing just feels icky. It makes you question, the whole system.
Okay, so speaking of questioning the system,
Yeah.
have you seen what's going on with all these government shakeups? Especially the agencies that deal with nuclear weapons.
Oh, yeah. That's some scary stuff.
Yeah, it is. I mean, are we all just going to pretend that putting inexperienced people in charge of nukes is a good idea?
The comments on this one were a mix of fear and dark humor.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I saw one from Shubo1 that said, oh, good, we can move shortly straight into the oligarchs having control of nuclear weapons. I can't think of any way that could negatively impact anyone.
Oof.
Sarcasm at its finest. And then there are those who are calling for even more drastic measures. Like Magneto, who said, the United States is under attack from within. An arrest at the very least. Something? Is everyone really just going to stand around and watch as he surrenders control of the U.S. to Musk and Putin?
Wow, okay, that's pretty extreme.
I know, right? It's like people are feeling so desperate that they're grasping at any solution, even violence.
It's a reminder of how much is at stake here. We're talking about the future of democracy.
Exactly. And it's not just Americans who are worried. The whole world is watching. Have you seen what's happening with Die-Link in Germany?
Yeah, their support has surged recently. It seems like a lot of people are looking for alternatives.
It's like they're saying, hey, America, if you're not going to take democracy seriously, maybe we will.
And of course, the internet had some thoughts on this. Suspect 4 said, now you're using Fox News American Republican Party logic. Anybody, not us, is far left.
Oh, man, the irony. You know what's funny, though? Maybe Die-Link is just promising free beer and healthcare.
Uh-huh. Who wouldn't vote for that?
Seriously, though. It's wild to see how everything is so interconnected. What happens here in the U.S. has ripple effects around the world.
Yeah, we're not in a bubble anymore. We're all in this together, for better or for worse.
So what does it all mean? I guess that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It feels like we're at a turning point. Are we going to double down on the things that aren't working? Or are we going to try something new?
It's a tough question, and I don't have the answers. But one thing's for sure, this is a time for all of us to be paying attention.
Absolutely. We need to be informed, engaged, and ready to speak up for what we believe in.
Because the future is being written right now. And we all have a role to play in shaping it.
And that's why we do this, right? To try and make sense of it all, to have these conversations and hopefully inspire others to do the same.
Exactly. So to everyone listening out there, thanks for joining us on this wild ride. We're not going to sugarcoat things, but we are going to keep it real and hopefully a little bit funny along the way.
Because, hey, even in the darkest of times, we need to find a reason to laugh, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, folks. We're just getting started.
It's interesting, though, because while this chaos is happening, there are also these glimmers of hope, like in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. What's going on there?
They just declared themselves a sanctuary city for trans people.
That's amazing. It feels like trans rights are under attack everywhere these days, so that's really encouraging to hear.
Yeah, it's a powerful statement. The city council voted unanimously on it.
Wow, that's impressive. So what does it mean in practical terms? Like, what will they actually do?
Well, it means they'll provide resources and support for trans people who are facing discrimination or violence.
That's fantastic. Hopefully it'll inspire other cities to do the same.
I think it will. I saw someone online predict that the rest of Massachusetts will follow suit just because they want a one-up Worcester.
Uh-huh. That's how progress happens sometimes. A little healthy competition.
Exactly. It pushes everyone to do better.
Okay, so speaking of doing better, have you heard about China's artificial sun?
Oh, yeah, that's incredible. They broke the record for sustaining a plasma in a fusion reactor.
Wait, back up a second. What is an artificial sun? It sounds like something out of a comic book.
It's basically a nuclear fusion reactor that's designed to mimic the process that powers the sun.
Okay, so why is that a big deal? I mean, besides sounding super cool.
Because if we can figure out how to harness fusion energy here on Earth, it could solve our energy problems for good.
Whoa, really? That's huge.
Yeah, it could be a game changer. Clean, limitless energy. Imagine the possibilities.
It's like something out of Star Trek.
Yeah, kind of. It's still a long way off, but this breakthrough is a major step in the right direction.
It's amazing to think about. While things are falling apart in the U.S., China is out there pushing the boundaries of science.
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? What are our priorities? Are we investing in the future?
Okay, so enough serious stuff. Let's talk about something a little more fun, like video games.
All right, what's happening in the gaming world?
Have you heard about Valve banning games with ads on Steam?
Oh, yeah, that's a big win for gamers. Nobody wants to be bombarded with ads while they're trying to relax and play.
It's like we already paid for the game. Can't we
Ah,
just enjoy it in peace?
Exactly. The comments were full of people celebrating the decision. Mr. Spindles just said, good shit.
Uh-huh. Straight to the point. I like it.
And someone else coined the term de-inshitification to describe it.
De-inshitification. I love it. It's like we're finally getting rid of all the unnecessary junk that clutters up our lives.
It's a good reminder that sometimes even big corporations can do the right thing.
I know, right? Maybe there's hope for humanity after all.
Speaking of hope, I came across this really sweet story about Ke Huy Quan, the actor who played Short Round in Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. What about him?
He recently shared a story about how scared he was during a scene where his character was in danger. And Harrison Ford knelt down and told him, "I will never hurt you."
Oh, that's so heartwarming. It's nice to hear about moments of kindness like that, especially in Hollywood.
It reminds us that even in the midst of all the craziness, there's still good in the world.
Okay, so back to reality. Did you see what's happening with all these government websites being deleted?
Oh, yeah, that's a bit concerning.
Yeah.
It seems like pages with important health information have been disappearing from HHS, CDC, FDA sites.
Wait, why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense.
Some people think it's an attempt to control the narrative or suppress information that doesn't fit their agenda.
That's pretty disturbing. What if people need that information to make important decisions about their health?
Yeah, exactly. Frautai914 pointed out that they've even deleted vaccine information sheets, which are supposed to be given out with every vaccine.
Wow, that's really irresponsible. We're already dealing with so much vaccine misinformation as it is.
It's like they're actively trying to make things worse.
The comments were full of people calling them out on it. Soup de loop. Sarcastically said, "Sorry, the pages were deleted and somehow it looks like backups for all those pages are corrupted." Huh, how'd that happen?
All right. It's not very believable.
But thankfully someone had a good suggestion. Skunkies said archive.org.
Ah, yes, the internet's time machine. That's a great idea. We can't let them erase history.
Exactly. We need to hold them accountable.
Speaking of accountability, let's move on to another concerning development. It seems Russia has asked Elon Musk to hand over the names of dissidents. It seems like they want him to identify people who are speaking out against the government.
Seriously, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's a major red flag. People are worried about what this could mean for free speech and political dissent.
I bet. I mean, with Musk controlling Twitter, he has access to a ton of data.
Exactly. And there's no guarantee that he'll protect that data. Unfiltered America joked that Musk is now a top target for every spy agency in the world.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see that.
But it's not really a laughing matter. This is serious stuff. We're talking about people's lives being put at risk.
It's scary to think that our online activity could be used against us like that.
Absolutely. It highlights the importance of data privacy and online security.
And it makes you wonder, right? About who we can trust with our information.
Definitely. We need to be more aware of how our data is being collected and used.
So what do you think Musk will do? Will he give Russia what they want?
It's hard to say. He's a bit of a wild card. He could go either way.
BDVR said, "A guy who could never get a security clearance with access to all our systems, what could go wrong?"
That's a good question. It's a lot of power for one person to have.
Yeah, and it makes you realize that we're all kind of vulnerable in this digital age.
Prince Daddy 10 commented, "Can someone, do something?"
It feels like things are spiraling out of control.
I understand that feeling. We can't give up hope. We have to keep fighting for what's right.
I agree. We need to hold our leaders accountable and demand better from them.
And we need to support organizations that are working to protect our rights and freedom.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps.
Well, I think that's about all the time we have for today. It's been a heavy week, but I think it's important to talk about these things.
I agree. It can be overwhelming, but we can't just ignore what's happening.
Exactly. We have to stay informed and engaged.
So, to everyone listening out there, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We appreciate you taking the time to learn and think critically about these issues.
And remember, even when things seem dark, there's always hope.
There are people out there fighting for a better future, and we can all be a part of that.
So stay informed, stay engaged, and stay hopeful. We'll see you next time.